Broadcasting from Hollywood, it's the official On Air with Brandon J podcast. Here we go.
What's up, guys? I'm Brandon. Welcome to On Air with Brandon J. I'm joined by the CEO and founder of Serendipity Works, Mr. Jordan C. Arrant. Jordan, how are you, man?
I'm great, man. It's a good day.
It's a great day. It's a great day to have you here, man. I'm inspired by what you've been able to do in such a short period of time, and that's why I had to have you on the show. So let's go back in time, and I always like to get the roots of where people are from. Where are you from originally?
Oh man, unlike a lot of people that live here now, I was actually born and raised in LA County, growing up mostly in the Valley. So I guess I'm kind of a Valley kid.
You know, it's interesting, Jordan. When I moved to Los Angeles in 2008, it was one of those things where like, I didn't know where to go in LA, right? I just was like, I got to move to LA, to Hollywood. And I ended up out of all places, right? North Hollywood Arts District, right there on the corner of Lancashire and Magnolia.
There you go, man. It's a great place.
It's the Valley, man. I mean, you can't be any more Valley than North Hollywood, Burbank, Van Nuys, all those areas. So
yeah, man, I'm very familiar. I grew up all in those areas. Actually, it's funny. I was taking stock of my life at one point, and I was like, I was born, raised, and then went to high school, and then working at a professional job, all within like a 5-mile radius at one point. So I was like, wow, I haven't moved much. But when you're in LA, why would you go anywhere else, in my opinion?
Well, I mean, and the thing is, man, I mean, at the end of the day, like, what was it like growing up in the Valley?
Oh man, I mean, honestly, it's so weird because I don't really have any other perspective, right? People come from all over the world to live in this area, and it was just, down the street to me is some place where some people would come to go on vacation. So it's unlike anything else, man. I mean, we're within a stone's throw away of movie stars and the beach, and if you want to go snowboarding or whatever, it's like, you can really have anything around here. So I guess maybe I'm spoiled.
Hey, man, when I moved to LA, I was like, this place is incredible. I mean, you got everything. You got the beach, you got the mountains within a 2-hour drive? Yeah,
it's amazing. I mean, obviously there's a reason why everyone wants to come here, but I will say this, and I even have a shirt that says this. It says, California, you can't afford it. And, it's probably good from my perspective. Again, this is all I've ever known, but I feel like moving here from someplace else would be quite the shock in regards to how much everything costs, and it's only getting worse.
Jordan, it's wild. We're in 2022. We're about to be in 2023. What inspired you to create your own company and brand, Serendipity Works?
Well, I always wanted to work in a creative profession. I can't really say when that started, but I always had the interest ever since I was young. I was playing with G.I. Joes. I started playing music, at a young age, and it kind of was set at that point. I wanted to be in a creative profession. I got this opportunity to start my own company with a big client I was working with, and I decided if I was going to start a company, it would be a creative workshop. So my goal, or a creative workshop whose goal was to tell stories across various mediums. And so I envisioned growing into a premier creative collective that just churns out awesome content.
I mean, so essentially what you've created, Jordan, in easier terms to interpret or understand, you've created a one-stop machine for putting out content.
That is the goal. Yeah, is just a creative content workshop. That's why I called the company Serendipity Works. I didn't want to be called Serendipity Advertising or Production, which I came from the advertising background, but I just love the creative side of it, right? So I didn't want to limit what we did. So that's why it's a creative workshop and not anything else. So Serendipity Works.
It is. You know what? And from one entrepreneur to another, and I know how difficult it is to start your own company, right? I started my company in Los Angeles back in 2013 and haven't looked back since. And so I commend you on the tenacity, on the drive, on the willingness to want to get it done.
Oh man, it's as you know, it's not easy. And there's a saying, you become an entrepreneur to work 80 hours so you can avoid 40.
There it is.
That's what it is.
It's freedom. I mean, that's what we're all striving for, right? Freedom.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's hard. It's scary a lot of times. But it's also super rewarding. And you know, it's funny. I was talking to someone else. It doesn't really feel like work a lot of times because I just enjoy it so much. And
yeah,
so,
I love it. I love what I'm doing right now. I feel like you and I are just having a conversation right now.
Yeah, honestly, that's, you know, people have different versions to success. Obviously, money is one of them. But I think for me, the ultimate goal is if I can live comfortably and enjoy what I do, because every day to me is exciting and adventure, and I get to meet people like you and create awesome stuff. So that's a win.
Likewise, my friend Jordan, what a unique concept you came up with. I hate country. Country makes me think of you. Number one, I want to know how you came up with this genius title. And number two, what inspired this concept behind the song?
Yeah. Well, first of all, I'll say the title, I actually was going to call it Country Makes Me Think of You first. But then I changed it to I Hate Country. I thought that'd get people's attention a little bit more. And it kind of has like this tongue-in-cheek kind of feel. So I think I Hate Country fit better than just Country Makes Me Think of You. But I've actually had this idea for a long time. And I love writing fun, catchy songs with unique hooks. So this kind of fit, obviously. While I don't hate country necessarily, I kept finding myself dating girls that loved it and was forced to listen to it all the time. So
country music tells some great stories, man.
They do. And you know, if you hear the song, you can kind of tell that there obviously is the country music DNA in there,
right?
Which was I kind of wanted to do that. It was, again, it was very tongue in cheek about I hate country, but it's kind of a country ode to country type of song. So while, you know, I didn't like the music, I liked these girls that I was dating. So I kind of had to put up with it. So, as with most relationships, though, many of these people are no longer in my life. So now when I hear it, I think of them, but, you know, both in positive ways and right. some in sad ways, but you know how it goes.
I hear you, man. Hey, Jordan, for Jordan C. Arrant, Serendipity Works, what does the perfect 2023 look like for you?
Oh man, I have so many projects I would love to get off the ground and produce. You know, I come from a creative and production background, so I'd love to produce them, including a unique scripted series around my music, which you can find out more about on my website and social channels. I also have a variety of other projects in the form of scripted and unscripted TV, feature films, and even a new music discovery app to help independent musicians. Obviously, coming from a musical background, it was something that was really important to me. I actually got my master's at USC and wrote my thesis on the future profit structure of the music industry too. So quite a lot going on in this head of mine.
Dude, you got a lot going on. What advice, Jordan, do you have for those entrepreneurs out there that are like, you know what? I've got a great scripted, non-scripted material. I want to shop this and get this in front of the major studios. I want to pitch this to this executive, that executive. What would you tell them?
Oh man, it's just grind. Honestly, it's just a grind. There's so many creative ideas out there. I think that are just never going to see the light of day because people don't have the drive to get them in front of the right people, right? I mean, I can't tell you how many hours I have poured into working on projects, not only projects, but also making connections. Many hours didn't turn into anything, but it led to finding the avenues that did. I honestly wish I even had more time to dedicate to, you know, the grind and trying to make relationships and contacts and stuff. But it's super key. I would say to make it work, you just can't be stagnant. If one door doesn't open,
that's it, man.
Yeah, if one door doesn't open, fine, move on to the next. Don't wait for any door. Don't rely on someone, you know, wholly. Knock on a bunch and keep going until one does, but always be humble and respectful because nobody likes a pushy asshole, even though I have a song about that too.
So Jordan, I have a question for you, man. Who are some of your role models and why do you pick these unique individuals to be your role models?
Well, music-wise, I love Travis Barker. I really learned to play drums by listening to his drumming on albums, but also love how he's comfortable going across multiple genres. So it's a very, very inspiring as a musician. But business and entertainment-wise, I would have to say Ryan Reynolds.
Interesting.
Yeah, man. I love the guy, man. Not only is he a great creative entertainer, he's also a hustler, which I can relate to. But I also aspire to his business successes, man. I've been on LinkedIn, the past couple of days. I can't get away from the guy, man. He's either on Aviation Gin or promoting Deadpool or some other project he's on. I saw something else. I think Mint he's on, but like he's just everywhere. Not only entertaining and funny and relatable, but his business acumen is amazing.
He's awesome, man. I'm sure you have songs for days, but you know what? What's interesting, Jordan? That's what great storytelling is all about. I mean, if you can write a great song, you can write a great script, you can write because you've experienced the things. Jordan, my last question for you, sir. Where can people follow you on social media?
Well, my music project Drum Drop is mostly on Instagram and YouTube. My company, Serendipity Works, is on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn, of course. I really don't do any public personal accounts, but maybe that will change soon. We'll see.
Jordan C. Arrant of Serendipity Works, thank you so much for being a special guest today. Congrats on I Hate Country. Country Makes Me Think of You. Thank you so much, man, for sharing your story. And it's very inspiring for those aspiring filmmakers and writers and producers and even directors out there. So thank you.
Yeah, no, I appreciate the time, and I hope it is inspiring, man. That's the best I can do. Hopefully we can all get to our dreams together for sure.
There it is. Jordan C. Arrant, the CEO and founder of Serendipity Works. This has been a special exclusive interview. I'm Brandon. We'll see you next time here. Goodbye for now.
Thank you for tuning in to On Air with Brandon J.
Hey, yeah.
Follow on Instagram at I am Brandon J.